All right, public trust. Well, first of all, I'm a servant leader. I serve all of you. And I take your ideas, your wishes, and I bring them to the council. You know, the only sad part is that more of you aren't there to interact with us. You know, I'm available 24/7. I mean, I am always out and about. You know, last year, last year I volunteered at the fairgrounds, 260 hours. I mean, I'm always out. I'm on so many boards, I couldn't even tell you all the things I'm involved in. Your word is your bond. I mean, like Chris, you know, I was in law enforcement for 30 years between the police department, corrections, and, you know, I moved up here in 1983 from a beautiful town in Nevada City, California, which isn't isn't like it used to be, but I love Susanville. I've been here 36 years. I raised my kids here, and this is home. I mean, it doesn't get any better, but your word is your bond. If you say it, do it. But the people need to realize that you're one vote on the council. And sometimes things don't always go your way, but you need to bring that back and tell the citizens, you know? I mean, sometimes you're on an island up there. Sometimes you can't swing the other 40 your ideas or your ideas. I mean, it's a tough job, you know? But all you can do is do it with your heart, you know, and bring the word of the citizens forward. And be a servant to the people in the town. I mean, Susanville, I love Susanville. It's been my life forever now, and I'll be here forever. So, like I said, I am reachable anytime for anybody, any questions, and I may not have the answer, or you may not like my answer, but I guarantee we'll all get along. Thank you.
I was just handed a card about infrastructure on Richmond Road by Diamond View Road Maintenance. So is that a city or a county?
By Diamond View?
Yeah.
That's a cutoff for the city. That's a cutoff for the city.
And then Tiffany's last question was, do you consider all development good? Or what do you consider good economic development or bad? So do you guys want to close with that one?
I mean, myself, I don't think all development is good. I think you need to choose a development that's going to fit right into our community. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You need to find the things that fit with our values and our community. You know, so I mean, not all development is good.
Thank you, good answer.
I would like to see some economic development out in the old hospital area, because we still have blighted areas that we something done. I'd love to see that be taken care of, and there's always going to be debate over what's a good development and what's not a good development. Just when they start to come towards our city and you want to bring in a lot of housing, I guarantee you there'll be a lot more people than this at those particular meetings. So those are the contentious issues, and so no, I'd say no. There's not all development is good.
Okay, Joe.
I would love to see more housing in the community, especially low-income housing. There's a huge demand for it. We have a committee, the LAFCO committee that protects ag land to make sure that I'm representing the city council on that group, and we protect ag land. That's what we're there for, to maintain, to keep urban sprawl under control. And but as far as economic development, the city has spent $50,000 on a consultant, Buxton Company, to try to put together some data so that we can understand who might be interested in coming to Susanville and establishing a business. But you know, I think it's great that we get fast food companies come in here and put it on the corner, and it gets used and it's nice and everything else, but you know, they're not really paying, they're paying minimum wage for folks, and you know, jobs are good. I'm not proud. When I was young, I worked minimum wage jobs as well. But what we need is jobs that you can feed your family on and buy a home and be able to afford, you know, a quality life. And How you get that, it's extremely difficult. I think the city needs to grease the skids and provide incentives for people to come here. And that, if somebody expresses interest, we don't start laying down a gauntlet of what you have to do in order to be successful and put in a business in. We need to really take a hard look at that and grease those skids so that we can attract a business that can take advantage of the labor pool that we have here. I would love to see the college expand their classes. I'd love to see a forestry school come back into Lassen College. I mean, we live not right next to a forest. There's a shortage of people to do that kind of work. And why shouldn't we be on the forefront of training folks to provide that kind of skill set? And so it's not an easy question to answer. I wish it was an easy answer. I've spent 8 years on the city council, and I have yet to see any kind of significant economic development yet. And it's a mind-boggling question. It's extremely difficult. At least this last year, we took a serious financial step to try to make that happen. We'll see the fruits of our labor, or our money, I should say.
Randy?
Yeah,
So bad economic development in your opinion?
yes. I have 35 years of experience in construction, that's what I did. And I can very simply say that you have to start with a good foundation. We've got to take a good, hard look at what we have. And I kind of already touched on this a little bit. But we have to take a good, hard look at what we have, determine our resources, what we have to work with, and then build from there. But you can't just pull economy out of the air. It's got to be structured, planned, created, and you've got to have a game plan. When I built a home, I knew that home, I knew every detail of that home before I had it finished. Before I even started building, I knew what it was going to look like, I knew the colors, I knew the style, I knew the shape. That's the kind of thinking we need to have in order to bring economy back to this community. We've got to lay a good foundation and create an incredible plan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thomas? Is there bad economic development?
Yes, Costco, bad. I would say any corporation that does not respect the environment and those that surround them, the individuals who live in this community, would be bad. Good economic development, I'm going to touch on what you said, thinking to the future. Landfills are going to be illegal by 2028, I believe it is. At that point, if we do not plan, we're going to have to sell our trash to, another county or another city or something of that sort. And so I think that it would be a very good idea to build, let's just say, an eco-friendly trash facility, thinking ahead so that way other communities would have to sell to us, which would be economic development. Would that go to county or city? That is to be said. However, I think that inviting warehouse industries such as Tim Nobles and what he is doing is the right move, because those people, inviting respectable businesses here that are going to care about our environment and also care about its individuals. As Quincy said, if your product's not going to work here, are you just going to sit here and say, well, this isn't working and give up? No, that's economic development is all about moving forward as a community. And so I think that good economic development is listening to the community, listening to what they want, and moving forward on that. That being said, I think that it's also, I'm going to touch on Joe Franco and say that creating new housing and new opportunities for people to move here from areas that are far too expensive. I've had a lot of individuals come here and say, I can't make it in San Francisco or Portland anymore, and they love this area, so making it easy to them. Not just thinking about our needs, but what are the needs of individuals in this country that would want to live in a place like this? There's a lot of individuals that live in Tahoe. There's a guy who actually owns like 4 ski resorts and said, I would love to open one here. What are my options? And I said, well, get with our city and see what we can do.
Thank you, Thomas. Nicholas, is there bad economic development?
Development has to be sustainable, so if it's not sustainable, you just dump money, and then you're sitting on the aspect of, well, you're still getting property tax on that empty building, so it was a good thing. Well, probably not. What you mentioned is, ugly signs, ridiculous buildings, and that falls into like building and zoning codes, and those just need to be really clear cut and direct. I think the Dollar General in Janesville was one of those. A lot of people were against it. I think they like having that opportunity now, but I think the county got held a little tired of the fire and demanded a better looking building for out there. You have to fit into our lifestyle, our way of life, our image, and I think the city's still kind of playing with what our image is right now. The county probably needs to do the same thing. We need to reassess some of that stuff, but like focusing on looks and appearances, that kind of thing, that's in codes. So that definitely has to be directed. But I think development's development, and bringing money to the area is the best thing to solve our problems with public safety, and all of our issues are financially driven, so we need to create more opportunities.
Quincy?
Okay. Let's market Susanville so smart that the whole world knows about us. And more importantly, all of our people here are so proud, like the proud people you see rooting for their local football team. And so that we actually will know, because of the community input, exactly what type of businesses or what type of development we want. Simple answer, but Susanville is so amazing. If we market it so smart and everybody knows about us, they're gonna be knocking on our doors for everything that we have. The community in turn will also be proud, and in combination, then we get to actually work together and choose what development's best for us.
You know why? Because this is my hometown.
Okay, guys, I'm not sure what your question is on the, Diamond View Road maintenance.
No, the whole street from Diamond View all the way to Richmond up to Main Street, it's all, the road's just all.
That's city. It hasn't been paid since the gas project went in, so it should be coming up in a paving project before long.
Well, it's like, a lot of, side roads, I didn't know that was all part of it. I thought it was the county because of the school district.
The way those are funded is through the STIP program, with the state, and we have a schedule, and we have identified what streets will be paved depending on, generally speaking, the condition of each section of road. And I believe that is on the radar. I don't have it in front of me, so I couldn't tell you. But, we have other Central Road, for example, here in the county. The main artery to the prison is in terrible shape. And yet trying to get that on the calendar so we can get that repaired has been really, really difficult. Money is limited, and we do the best we can with what we got. That's pretty much all I can say, but it will eventually get resurfaced and repaired.
Yeah, I was just looking at it, it's so tough, I was gonna drive up and down every day, just to from school, not easy.
Okay, folks, we're kind of out of time, so let's wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, public, for your patience and questions, and I think these guys will be around for a few minutes longer if you want to do a one-on-one, but I think we need to be out at 7, right? So